Hello everyone, Pat Brown with Teak Isle here. We're just finishing up our final booth preparation for IBEX. We're super excited. We have 20 plus new products. We have new materials, new latches, different entertainment centers. We're super excited to show you guys, and this will give you an idea of some of the different things that we're going to be showing.
We've done a lot of folding tables here recently, and it's great because you can mount them to the side and, they're not taking up deck space. But a lot of times the space behind it's kind of consumed. You really can't do much behind it. That's been a focus here this year. Show me what you come up with.
So, for years we've done the one-handed fold-up table, but those got some arms that stick out back, but we also do those with the table by itself and then also with the drawer below it. But we've come up with a new way to do it. So we're able to not only have a table that folds up and some arms that fold down, still one-handed operation. We're able to incorporate a drawer basically attached with the table. So you can do a trash can behind there. You could do tackle trays if you like. You could do a space for a small cooler, small soft-sided cooler. And even if you wanted to do some sort of bottle storage, if if you're a wine drinker and that kind of thing.
So is it still one-hand operation?
One-hand operation up. It is two. You got two little flippers, almost like two little flips. You flip it exhausts back down, but it's super simple to use.
So it's really a combo table drawer integrated into itself.
You really got three aspects to it. You've got the table, then you've got the trash can or whatever else you decide to put behind it, and you've got the lockable storage on the bottom with not only with dog bowls or just open storage if you like.
So is the bottom drawer, is that required, or could we do it without that? Or
absolutely not. If you don't have the height, the space to do it, you can absolutely take that away, and we can still make it just the way you want it, but without the drawer on the bottom.
So then, still on tables, kind of the opposite angle. I know is we've had some requests to do tables with no depth is available, right? So what do we come up with to make that work?
Honestly, glad you asked, because it's something through engineering we've just come up with where it's literally a flat mount table. So it's going to work basically the way with the part we were just describing. Because of how we do the legs, we're able to mount it to a flat surface. It'll probably stick off probably an inch off of the flat surface.
So you're saying literally you're not cutting a hole?
You don't have to cut a hole. You're literally lining it up, making sure it's square, screws in, and you're done. Nothing to it. And again, same operation. One hand up, hold it back down. So you can really put that. That could go on a center console. That could go on an offshore. That could go on a pontoon if you don't have depth behind it. Go on any running boat or any of your wake speedboats as well. So
Donnie, I know staying connected on the water is a big deal, and Starlink and Starlink Mini have really made that a lot more practical. But talk to us about some of the stuff we've come up with to help boat builders integrate Starlink into their boats.
Absolutely. So a lot of people are obviously want to stay connected on the water, whether it be watching the football game, staying connected to their family, whether it be just a safety thing. This allows you to have that access everywhere.
It's a no-brainer. Builders need to have an answer for how do I integrate Starlink into the boat. So what do we come up with?
Yeah, so we have this puck that we designed that allows you to quickly install this anywhere on the boat. We have multiple mounting options, whether it be a rod holder mount, a track mount, or just to mount the puck anywhere you want. What's really nice about the puck is it has a dedicated slot that allows you to tighten down that set screw to give you good security. Also, it has a hole on the side that allows you to store your power cable to where it's going to be water resistant.
So talk me through like a typical application. So this maybe would mount permanently affixed on a hardtop. You would wire the cord up through, and the cord, when not in use, would slide in here.
Absolutely.
So you're buying an extra cord, but you're not buying an extra Starlink. And I think that's the big advantage is you don't have to buy a Starlink dedicated to your boat. You can take it on road trips. You can keep it at the house. Just bring it. And now you're dropping it on this puck with one set screw and one cord, and you're fired up, ready to watch the game while you're fishing.
While you're going, got a connectivity everywhere you go.
So, Brian, I think most builders know of us for King Starboard, acrylic, maybe solid surface, but what are some other materials that maybe they don't immediately know about or that we just added this year?
Sure. Yeah, and actually there's been a lot of interest this year in our new, this is a polyethylene wood grain product. This comes in planks and different sheet sizes and different board lengths. This stuff is really fantastic. It's a polyethylene, but it's got a really realistic feel to the top of it, and even on the cut edges now. So things like shower grates in the floor of the shower, tables. We've made some really beautiful tables.
Ski locker lids. I think we
locker lids.
Ski locker lids.
Big one. Steps.
Yeah, it's good to see. I know that there's been a lot of attempts to do that. It's tricky because you've got to get exactly what you're saying, the finish correct, and then that edge grain. Sometimes the edge grain
edge is important.
It doesn't look like wood, and that kind of undermines the thing. And like you say, it's great to be able to bring some color into the boat and give people more creative
took several trials
options
for us, but we've got a really nice product today.
So beyond the wood grain, what are some other things that builders should just know about that we have available?
Kusa comes to mind, right? We cut an awful lot of Kusa, as you know, here in the plant. Different sheets, thicknesses, sizes, that sort of thing. You know, a lot of our OEM builders are installing this material in the boats as they build them already. So it's nice to know we can cut that material for you too.
Your Nitacore stands out as well. It's
Yeah.
a material we brought in relatively recently, but are cutting for some builders.
Nice finished material.
Yeah, nice finish. And then even EVA foam, right? People don't immediately associate us with that, but
Sure.
we do a lot of CNC
Yeah.
machining, and we're now
I
starting to
get
cut a lot
asked
of
all
foam.
the time to do new things, and that's one of those things where a lot of times we find that our products are already having EVA applied to them
Yeah, they're
after the
sticking
fact out in the
in the field.
field or
Yeah.
at the plant, and we can pre-stick that for you, have it done when it even leaves here.
Awesome. Well, I guess it's all about consolidating suppliers and
Mhm.
working with suppliers you trust and you trust the lead time on, and then you just want to make sure builders know everything that we can do for them. So, Dave, last year we showed our new cooler slide, super well received. Talk to me about some of the new stuff we've come up with to make that even more functional.
Yeah, so like you said, the new cooler slide was super well received, with the new sliding wheels, locks in, locks out really nicely. Then last year as well, like a lot of people know, we created a dive tank rack to go in that same spot. So if you wanted to go diving, you could take that cooler out, a really secure way to hold 4 tanks so you don't have those things banging all over in the boat. So this year we took that whole thing a step forward. So, the cooler slide has a feet in it, right, to hold everything secure. So now we built a really cool tackle unit to go in that same area. So if you want to go fishing, you can have this tackle box, put it in the cooler slide, and you have all your plano trays, storage areas, and things like that to pretty much have everything you need.
It makes a lot of sense. I mean, we sell a tremendous amount of tackle boxes for that space under a leaning post that just get mechanically fastened. But of course, you're committed at that point, right? You pretty much are losing a cooler to be able to do that.
100%. And I really think it's something the builders deal with as well. They struggle with because, that area, a lot of built-in tackle storage, right? Some will put it in a cooler slide. Then they're choosing what people want to do with that boat.
Sure.
Okay. So now what we're trying to say is, look, you don't have to choose. You don't have to have 3 different boats. You don't have to have a sandbar boat or a fishing boat. You have the cooler slide, but if you want to use it to go to the sandbar and you want your cooler, if you want to use it, if you want to take your cooler out, you want to put your dive tank rack in to go diving, you can do that. If you want to go fishing that day, you have a complete professional built-in tackle unit to go fishing. So it's a huge advantage. It's really a unique way to think about. A lot of people will say, hey, I need 2 boats. I need 3 boats because I never know what I'm going to do or what the wife wants to do or what I want to do. So it really makes a unique way to make that boat multifunctional.
So, Jack, I know we've been doing a lot of new parts lately for fire and EMS and military applications. Talk to me about this new part that's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is an awesome part that we developed for the commercial side of the industry in collaboration with some commercial OEMs as well as some state game agencies to kind of develop the part that you see here. But essentially what you've got is a Toughbook laptop drawer unit with a fixed area on top for a brother printer. This is a great application for state game agencies who may need a fixed working position while out on the water. It mounts behind a closed sealed door. So when you're not using it, keeps everything nice and corralled and out of the way.
And so the drawer pulls out and locks out, correct?
Absolutely.
It's on some locking drawer slides. And then the idea for the printer, I guess, is tickets would be the most common application.
Tickets, labels, really any paperwork that may need to be printed out on the water.
Awesome. I guess it makes sense even for a research vessel, like where you're labeling. We first showed this at the Workboat show.
Yes.
And what was the reception for the people there?
Really good feedback. It's just a very practical solution to a problem that you're facing every day out on the water, especially if you're in the commercial side of the industry. You've got to think these guys are out rolling around and sometimes not the best elements. So this is a great way to keep everything nice and corralled, secured, and protect your expensive equipment.
So Pat, console storage and organization continues to be a focus. Talk to me about what we've come up with this year.
Well, this year we're working with Orion, which of course is the leader in flares and first aid kits and stuff like that. And really documenting their different parts, their different bags, boxes and stuff like that for storing the flares. We wanted to make sure that we develop some parts that are dedicated to that so that, when you're in a situation where you have an emergency, you know where that part is.
Right now, they end up on the floor, right? In some cases, covered by bags or
Exactly.
floating around the console.
And you're trying to figure that out in the case of emergency. This also allows us, as we're working with the boat builders, to make sure that the parts that we're making, the drawers and tackle centers and stuff like that, that we accommodate those sizes in those parts. So it really is a step up.
It looks intentional, right? Looks well thought out.
Yes.
Right.
And you don't want to be a retail customer that buys a boat and goes to put his flares in there and he's going, well, where am I going to put this? You know, and here, like you say, it ends up on the floor.
Flares and first aid. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you need to store and you need it when you need it.
Yes, it's very important for sure. We really appreciate you taking the time to view the video. There's so much more on the booth we'd love to show you. So please come by the booth. If for some reason you can't get there, please give us a call. We're always here for you.